Welcome to the show. You watch UAP Truth 33. I'm John. I'm your host. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I got this footage for you today. We got a couple things we're gonna look at. One is from Montana, I believe, which is really good. It was actually from an aircraft, and it's your prototypical flying saucer, man. Pretty awesome. And then these other ones that I have are uh above the pyramids. So we're gonna check that out, man. So stay tuned. Let's get at it. You guys check this out. I don't know. What do you guys think of this one, man? See, this is the thing that's getting me, right? That there's so many different angles. And I'm going to show you. I got this other video where there's two of them and there's orbs below them. Now this is from 9 years ago. I'm pretty sure if this happened, wouldn't this have been like worldwide news? Um, but this isn't the only one. So we're going to look at this other one that I got, and the fact that this is multiple. We got these different angles, right? So we got the. I don't know, man. Um, I haven't really vetted it, And look, here's the thing with these types of this types of footage. Now, I will say in that one, um, did you see all the people walking in the opposite direction of the pyramid? And I got a feeling that if there was a real UFO that big above the pyramid, would those people be walking away from that? Possibly. Either out of fear, they'd be walking a lot faster, or they would be turning and be watching it, fascinated by what was happening. So we're gonna have to go back and check that and see, were these people walking away from it? I wanted to play the sound, but it's just music, and I don't want to get you guys know how that goes. Um, Look, man, I don't know.
Unidentified flying objects of various shapes and sizes are being reported across the globe. From UFOs forming an infinity symbol in Russia, to multiple orbs moving at incredible speeds in circular patterns, and even a cross-shaped UFO resembling LED lights, flying saucers, the strange and diverse designs recorded by eyewitnesses challenge this notion. Seen over Houston, Texas in 2014, many residents witnessed a huge circular craft hovering in the night sky, having a total of 12 bright lights. Another UFO was later seen in Tomball, Texas in 2018, where three bright lights appeared and then suddenly disappeared only to reappear again. Then in April 2022, in a town called Kyle, a strange UFO was captured on camera, emanating an orange glow. But the UFO that we are going to talk about appeared to be stationary and hovering in one spot. This weird UFO was spotted by multiple witnesses all over Texas, and unlike the UFO seen over Houston in 2014, this UFO had just 5 bright lights. But the green-colored light it was emitting resembled the UFOs seen in Tehran, Iran, and Chennai, India, just a few months ago. To be honest, this UFO very closely resembled the one seen in Chennai, as that UFO too was showing exactly 5 green lights. One of the eyewitnesses even mentioned that the UFO was not making any kind of sound while hovering right over her, which is impossible as any flying object should have some moving parts. But this UFO did. Off late, there has been a rise in sightings of UFOs, forming a triangular shape and emitting 3 lights. Like the UFO recorded from a doorbell camera in Sunrise, Florida, and the UFO seen in Tomball, Texas in 2018. And a similar triangular UFO was spotted over England in 2022. The eyewitness and his friend were at home, watching football on TV, when his phone buzzed with an alert from the doorbell camera saying someone was outside. Expecting to see a visitor on his doorstep, he checked the footage. But instead of a person, he was shocked to find the camera had been triggered by something in the sky. There, moving slowly above the rooftops, were 3 bright lights forming a triangle, gliding from right to left across the screen. This footage closely resembles the UFO also seen from a doorbell camera in Florida. The England UFO also seems to be moving at the same laid-back pace as the Florida UFO. Were these the same UFO? And what a cord! Number 3.
So those triangle ones, I swear those are like alien reproduction vehicles, man. I think those are human-made, advanced, advanced technology that we have that they haven't released yet. You know, this is the other thing about the fact that it was from a doorbell cam, multiple, right, dude? That I place in a high probability of being legit, right? But let's get on to number 3. Let's check it out.
Cigar-shaped UFO floating over Montana. This is one of the recent UFO sightings that took place in June 2024 over the mountainous state of Montana. From a distance, this UFO resembles some cylindrical bacteria when seen under the microscope. But on zooming in, you can clearly see a cigar-shaped UFO illuminated high up in the sky, gliding at a very slow pace. And even though the UFO was far away, it is clearly visible that the UFO was giving off lights of different colors, pretty much like the UFO seen in Palmdale, California in 2024. Another person from Montana also recorded the same UFO, but with a night vision camera. This time around, the UFO was bent at a 30-degree angle.
Go. What we got here? Check this one out. Watch this. Whoop. Watch this. Here it goes. That was pretty good. That one, I don't know, man. What do you guys think of that? I'd have to say we're thinking probabilistically. I'm gonna put that in pretty good probability that that's legit. You know, this is from a few years ago. I mean, look, it's hard to say, but low visibility, you can't really tell what it is. But then that flying off the way it does, that's the anomalous part. You know, just really odd movements. Cloud balloon. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then look, you get the close up of it. believe this is Alien World. Pretty cool channel. You guys should check it out. It almost looks like there's one of those like domes on the top, like the Jetsons, you know. I posted a photo of one of those. I believe it was yesterday. I was I found this site where you can look at cases, you can read about the cases, you can look at the footage. Awesome site, man. And I got those photos off of that site, and it was different photos, and it was sightings from different parts of the globe, and a lot of the a lot of the craft that was photographed, they resembled each other, and yet one would be like in Glasgow and the other one would be in like, America, and it's really interesting when I see that type of thing, or if I see like, a sighting where they're catching footage and people are filming it from multiple different angles. I tend to put more credibility to those types of sightings. I don't know if you guys remember that one that was over top of the Dome of the Rock and it like zipped up and it was filmed from all these different angles. That was one of my favorite cases. And of course, they tried to come out and say it was all AI and stuff. But at the time, it made the news. And the thing is, there was like a filmmaker that actually made like a short documentary where all this like AI, it was fake as shit. And so because of that, they discredited the whole thing, where the other wow, look at that one. Where the other angles, you know, I felt that it was credible. Uh-oh, here we got another pyramid one, guys. Oh, that could be, I don't know. It's pretty cool looking, but is it real? You know? Look at that light coming off of the bottom of it. It's pretty cool though, right? Come on, man. I don't care. Even if it is, look, if somebody faked that, it's still pretty awesome, you know? My thing is the one behind it. You see that one behind it? That's the one I'm kind of like, it's whenever you see this type of footage where I don't know, makes me it makes me kind of like put it in the high prob probability, like I don't know, man. But my thing is it's not really moving. There's no like, but the fact that it's hovering there like that, I don't know. It's definitely anomalous, whatever it is, right? Pretty good, pretty good. Check this shit
Those
out.
objects in the next photo here. This was taken on the 4th of November, right around the noonish time. So take a look at this object. You can see it enhanced on the left-hand side. Looks pretty amazing there, doesn't it? At least I think it does. And it certainly has that saucer shape that we all love to associate with UFOs.
Wow, there's another
But
one.
flying right up above it is an orb. Take a look at that. You can see the arrow pointing to it. So we actually shot in Indiana. It's of the moon. Take a look at this. We have an object
Wow,
that's
dude.
passing in front of the moon and was captured on video using a telescope. Check it out. It's very interesting to look at here. We're going to go into slow motion mode so that we can have a little bit better look at it. You can see the calm trail or whatever it is, some sort of a vapor trail behind the object. But now we're going to take and we're going to replay that again, but this time when the object appears, we're going to slow it down and stop it so that we can have a look and see what it is that's making this amazing trail across the surface of the moon. There we go. So what do we have here? Do we have some sort of an object that's just simply in the atmosphere of the Earth and is making a calm trail behind it and just happened to be captured in this video of the moon? Or is this something that's in outer space in
Wow.
between the Earth and the moon? Or something that is
Yeah, credit to UFO Planet. It's a pretty good channel, man. I just kind of discovered it. So there you guys see, some of the footage, and it's pretty. I mean, look, man, it's hard to say. I'm not by no means am I a film expert or some type of person that you could rely on to be able to tell you or figure out if it's real or not. I mean, I guess I could run it through some filters and see, but we're just having fun today, man. So let me know what you guys think. If you think it's real, let me know. If you think it's fake, it's all good. So, but I have something else I want to talk about today, man. And I don't even know if this is the right video to do it, because basically we're just looking at content. But I've been noticing a lot of shade. Like, man, I that Twitter, that whole Twitter thing, dude. I'm out. I'm out on that, dude. I'm serious. I mean, excuse me. I hate to keep saying, dude, but I tend to do that whenever I'm speaking about something that affects me emotionally, and it's the Chris Bledsoe thing. And just so for those of you who don't know, Contact at the Desert, it's like this big, UFO get together, that happens once a year. And so this year, I guess Chris Bledsoe, he was doing like a sky watch, and there was like over 1,000 people there with him when he was doing it. And in the beginning, I guess they saw something that was kind of strange, but it was just like a light in the distance up in the sky. And then he said at 9:45 there was going to be something else, right? So then 9:45 rolls around, and I think I'm not sure if they saw anything right then, but then like a few minutes later, they see something, and half of the crowd thinks that they're looking at a UFO. The other half of the crowd thinks they're looking at a plane. And so there was these content creators. Patrick from Veta was one that he made a big stink about the fact that he saw a plane. And but then he admitted that he saw something strange before the plane. But the fact that he saw this plane, and everybody, so whatever, man. Like, and then this other chick, Kelly, man, I'm forgetting her name. She used to have a podcast, but she kind of stepped away from it because she felt that there was a lot of disinformation and a lot of smoke and mirrors, and she just wanted to step away from the show. Um, which whatever. But she was on the night shift, and she's making a big stink about this plane, and that I guess he said something, and then this is even being disputed. But she claimed that he said, "Oh, don't think it's a plane, because if you think it's a plane, it'll turn into a plane." And she packed up her bags and left or whatever. So now the whole UFO Twitter is, he's this, he's that. They're calling him names. They're just piling on really really ugly type of trolling and stuff. And of course, the skeptics just love it. And they're showing flight trackers of a plane flying over the area where they were doing the sky watch, and just like it's just a lot of um back and forth, just negative, just this ugliness, man. And I'm done with it. But I wanted to speak about it here today. Um, one thing I will say is that James Fox said that he saw something strange. And listen, Chris Bledsoe's done this with Danny Jones, who's a known, he'll tell you he's a skeptic. And Danny Jones seen something weird when he went out with him. Everybody that's skywatched with Chris, with him personally at his house or somewhere like that, they've all came away amazed, right? So whatever happened at this contact at the desert, whether it was a plane, whether it wasn't, and listen, man, like I know some of you may be thinking I'm wasting my time speaking about this. Maybe I am, but um, just look, I'm not going to tell anybody else what to do or anything, but just advice, right? You have to be careful what you allow into your space, right? You got to be careful of the content that you're taking in, because this stuff is, these some of these people are paid. They're paid to debunk. There's also these bots. There's like bot farms and stuff that are, just purposely meant to debunk anything that has to do with UFOs on Twitter. So, you know, I'm just putting that out there, you know. And then there's this other guy, Patrick Favetta. He's trying to find somebody to, contact him if they can summon an orb, right? He said, if you can summon orbs, I want you to email me. And he wants to, take you out and film this, right? And he's one of the people that I find seems to take a little bit too much satisfaction whenever he can call somebody out and debunk them. You know what I mean? So, is what it is. You know what I mean? I've never summoned the orb, although I went out with my night vision binoculars a lot. And I used to do the CE5 protocols and stuff. And I've seen some questionable things. It seemed like when I had my daughter with me, I would see more strange things than when I was by myself, which was kind of weird to me, but just lights doing weird things in the sky. I can't say what it was. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was a UFO or that I have the ability to summon orbs. I don't think it works that way, my man. I don't think anybody just has the ability to, like what? They answer to us? You shitting me? So yeah, let me get off my soapbox. Yeah, leave a link in the description for them. Just I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. We're just having fun today, man. So just wanted to get some footage, look at some evidence, You got all these people saying, "Oh, where's the evidence?" It's there, man. It's there. I was also exploring the National Archives, declassified documents. I was actually going to do a show on that. Gemini 7 had a experience with a UFO. For those of you who don't know, Gemini 7, that was a space program, I guess a shuttle back in the day. And yeah, but it was real dry. Those types of documents, it's hard to read through. It's kind of dry. I don't know. I might investigate it a little more, see if I can't find something more, see if anybody created anything I can spin off of them maybe. Just having fun, man. Just looking around, exploring the phenomenon, man. That's what it's about. Not really caught up in what the government's doing and, disclosure and, who's this and who's that, and who's psyop and who and all that. Sometimes you got to step away from that. You know what I mean? So thanks for tuning in. Love you guys, man. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Please check out IndieUfo. It's an awesome new channel. She films her own. A lot of her footage is she films it herself. Uh so she's awesome, man. So I want you guys to check her out. I'll leave a link in the description. And yeah, man. Till tomorrow. Peace.